Purdue Pharma, one of the 4 biggest sellers of opioids in the country, played a significant role in the 2-decade narrative of the nation's opioid epidemic because of its signature drug, OxyContin, which was introduced to the market in the 90s. The company aggressively marketed the drug and downplayed the addiction risks, according to lawsuits. So now a number of attorneys general are saying this deal is not nearly enough, particularly since the tentative deal reportedly does not include an admission of wrongdoing. Joining me now, one of the attorneys general who has rejected the settlement as offered, Josh Kaul, Attorney General of Wisconsin. Attorney General, thank you for joining me tonight. What, in your opinion, is wrong with this deal?
Well, Allie, this epidemic has been devastating to families and communities across the country, and we have alleged, and a number of other states have alleged, that Purdue Pharma contributed to the opioid epidemic by engaging in false and deceptive marketing practices. And, while there has been an offer now that has been made, we don't think it goes far enough, that there's enough money that's been offered so far to get accountability.
All right, let's talk about the amount of money. Some of the attorney generals with whom I've spoken have said they're not even sure that this $10 to $12 billion is real. It's not a $10 to $12 billion payout that'll go to all the plaintiffs.
That's right. I can't comment on the specifics of the offer, but my view, and I know the view of others, is that the amount that has been reported is not a reflection of the amount that's really at stake here. We believe that members of the Sackler family need to make a larger contribution if we're going to resolve this case, because this is about getting funds that can then go to cities and counties and help to provide access to treatment, help provide prevention efforts, and help with enforcement efforts so we can work to beat this epidemic.
So this deal does not call for anybody to acknowledge wrongdoing, least of all the Sackler family. I've spoken to the attorney generals of Pennsylvania and North Carolina today, both of whom said they're going right for the Sackler family. They believe that the family took money out of that business and made it a shell of a business, and that the money resides with the family, and that there is a legal basis for going after them. Do you share that view?
The Sackler family made billions and billions of dollars as a result of Purdue Pharma's efforts. And what we have alleged and others have alleged is that there was a concerted effort by Purdue Pharma to mislead the public and providers of health care about the benefits of opioids and about the dangers of opioids. And we think that, Purdue, not only Purdue Pharma, but also members of the Sackler family need to make a significant contribution to redressing the harms that have resulted from that epidemic.
There seems to have been some motivation to get this deal done because of, I don't know if you want to call them threats or suggestions, that Purdue Pharma can simply declare bankruptcy and then everybody would have to sue a bankrupt company. What do you know of that or think of that?
Well, I think Josh Stein, the Attorney General from North Carolina, put it best that if Purdue goes bankrupt, good riddance. But what's important is that members of the Sackler family not be able to escape liability and get out of this having made billions and billions of dollars in profits by using the bankruptcy mechanism. We think that members of the Sackler family either need to face trial or they need to make a better offer so that more money will go to redressing the problem.
So you believe there's some merit in this offer? In other words, it can be improved to the point that attorneys general like you might say, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
If we can reach an agreement that is going to get money to communities around the country sooner rather than later, I think that's something that's in everybody's interest. But we are not at a point yet where I'm willing to reach that deal, nor are a number of other AGs.
But there's probably no amount of money that you can get from the companies or the Sackler family that will make up for the damage that this epidemic has caused in this country.